So welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us today. And today I thought it would be really fun to bring on some recordings that Matt Hall has done and break them down and talk about how to launch your business. I call it buzz, how to launch your buzz and create momentum. And Matt has some really great tips. And Larry and I have been doing some trainings with GoPro. And you never stop learning when you're coming to learning about running a business. And I think the biggest part is keeping that confidence up and just getting out there and start playing. And many people are afraid to start teaching classes and stuff, but you know what? The sooner you get on and start teaching a class, the more capable you'll be becoming and the more confident you'll be becoming. And it's really perfect to do it in the very beginning because you don't have that many followers, right? You're just starting, and we're going to talk a little bit about that today as well. So first here we have the hot market approach. Now, when I was reading, we did a class with Eric Worre with GoPro, and I had my book here, and then I cleaned up my desk, and then I put the book away. But GoPro is a wonderful book on just any kind of network marketing training and stuff like that. And one of the things that you want to start off right away when you start your business is to get the motivation and get the momentum going. And so you have to overcome that fear and that scare. You're scared to get started and really start creating some momentum. And I love it because Matt has this really great video. And this great video, I didn't put it on. I'm going to put it in the chat. You guys can watch it later because it's like a half hour long. But he goes through and he talks about how to engage a hot market. And I don't know why everybody has to call me when I'm on a class.
You're having a phone call.
No, they are finding it difficult to enter the room.
No, he's teaching a class and he wanted me to talk to his people in the class. And I said, I'm teaching a class right now. I can't do that. So, okay. So basically, we want our new peeps when they start and get going to gain confidence, get momentum, and create an income quickly. We want them to start to see some excitement and that this is truly possible because it is. And so we're going to go through and talk about how, when you first, we have a lot of different people in our lives. And if you were going to have a baby shower, for example, who would you invite to come to your baby shower? Like, I know guys are on here too. Here in the United States, we do baby showers that men are invited to come as well. It's very much it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, everybody comes and it's very wonderful to have. So if you were to think about people in your life that you want to invite to this baby shower, they're people who they love you and they want to support you and they just really care about what you're doing in your life. And who would those people be? Like, think about all the people in your life, your neighbors, your friends, your coworkers, your different people in your life. And write those names down. And that's going to be real important. And the second thing I want to talk about is if you were to start like a bakery, like if you were to start actually a bakery, you go out, you look for a location, you purchase signage, you purchase an oven, you hire employees, you learn recipes, you do all this stuff and you start that. It's so much work, right? I mean, you have to find the right counters and the right ingredients, and you have to make sure the oven's working right, and all these things. And then you got to market. You got to start throwing advertising out there. So when you start an actual brick and mortar business, it's so much work. You have to go to a bank and get a loan, and there's so much investment that's involved in it. But really, you want to treat your network marketing company like this as well. If you want to be successful, think about what it takes to start a brick and mortar business and all the different things that you have to do to start that versus all the different things you want to do to be able to create, your network marketing business. If you start doing the mindset like it would be if you started a bakery, and a mindset like this is a serious business and you're going to promote this like your life matters. Like When Larry and I started our print shop, we actually had to go to a bank and get a huge loan. I think this loan, I could have bought 3 houses with it, right? And it was so scary. I was so scared. And then I remember writing my first check. It was $16,000. I had to write my first check for a down payment on a copier, like a digital piece of equipment. And this copier was like a house loan. It was expensive, and we had to do so much volume every month on the copier to make it pay for itself. And so we hustled like anything. We hustled. Larry went out and talked to customers, and we really worked really hard. And I think one of the problems with network marketing is that you don't have too much skin in the game. And when people go through and they buy a kit, which is kind of expensive, when you just think about it, but when you think about really starting a brick and mortar business on how much skin you have in the game, and, stop the stereotyping and don't let other people tell you, oh, it's a network marketing business. If you come at it like this is a huge business that you have a lot on skin in the game, you have a lot invested in it, then you'll run with it. And I really want you to take a look at those people. If you're going to have a party and you're going to open up your business and you're going to have a, grand opening ribbon cutting party, who would you invite? Who are those people you would invite to in that? And those are people who you would really, they love you and they really want you to win and they really appreciate who you are. Think about who those people are and write that down on a list. Okay. And if people are thinking that you are doing a network marketing company and they don't want to help you, that's okay. Let them go be over there. Don't let them worry about that. But when they see you being successful, they're going to go, oh, wow, that's incredible. Okay. So take this names list and start writing down all those names. So as you're just getting started, this names list, really, 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 really take the time. Go through here, switch over, Larry. We were a print shop, right? I don't know if you guys can see this, but I have tons and tons of business cards. Can you see? I have like 6 racks of this. I have so many business cards. And go through them and write those and contact these people and say, hey, you're starting a new business and you would love them to come to an online Zoom and just help support you. And it would be just so appreciated. That is huge, you guys. And it helps build up the confidence. Okay. And so in this video, Matthew talks about going through and writing those names down, those people who love you that you would invite to your baby shower. Then there's people who you would invite to maybe starting a startup business, your neighbors, different people who maybe don't know you as intimately, but would still come and support you within the business aspect of it. And then you're going to go through and do some chatting back and forth. You're going to invite them, and I have some scripts here. Matthew provided these scripts, and I'm going to share them with you in the next slide. So you're going to want to do a screenshot. And then you can actually do voice chats. Voice chats actually work a lot better than texting chats because people then hear your voice inflections. They really hear, they hear your sincerity, and they just can't turn you down because you're so sweet, right? And so you're going to want to also think about a kit that you're going to want to say, hey, I really, really would appreciate you if you help me by just purchasing this introductory kit. That's all I'm going to ask you to help me with, but it'll help me get started. It'll help me get some confidence. And I would just really appreciate that. And doTERRA has an intro kit that's a lavender, lemon, and peppermint. It's 5 ml. You can start out with that. But my suggestion is, why not start out with the big kit? If they're just going to love and support you and just get you going with that, then start out with the bigger kit. And if they say it's too much, then go down to maybe a middle size kit. And so get present to the kits. I know I have them right here. The kits are amazing. And if you notice that in this introductory kit, we actually have a place where you can actually purchase 6 of them in a bundle, and you have them in inventory so that maybe if you run across somebody who, hey, I'm just starting up a business, I would love your support. If you wouldn't mind supporting me and just purchasing this kit, that would be wonderful. And then what you're doing is you're actually getting people starting to use the oils. And of course, people who use the oils will fall in love with you and the oils and just say, yeah, this is amazing. And so having some of these kits on hand is really important. And I know, like JC, in the past, we've actually talked about having people pay for samples. Because when you just give samples out to people, they don't really totally value what you're doing. And when people have skin in the game and when they invest in it, it's so important. So even maybe coming up with the price of some of the samples that you would like to do as a welcome you and help me welcome myself into this business and supporting me, that's fine too. Any questions so far?
Yep.
Okay, so you're going to pick out what kind of kit you want to be just totally ready to jump on and share with people. And then you're going to want to make sure you have your payment process figured out. So I know in India, a lot of you guys like to use Google Pay, so they could just transfer you the money. And then you're actually going to want to have some of those class sheets available to you. Now, we've gone through and translated some of these class sheets in Hindi. What other class sheets do we have translated, JC, in different languages? Is it just Hindi?
Like Hindi is the one we have, and then one in Malayalam.
Okay. And so if you're looking for some of those class sheets that are translated, just reach out to us. But we also have, I designed a new one that actually has the business opportunity on the back. And it's really, really great because if you're talking to somebody, you just can go over the first part of the sheet and then you hand it to them and let them have it. And then they can go back and look at it if you want to go over the business opportunity with them to say, hey, I'm practicing the script. I want to tell you about the business opportunity. And then this will give you an opportunity to practice with people who love you and support you. And it's really incredible. Once they get their oils, so if you just turn around and give them the kit, or if they have to purchase and then we ship it to them, then you want to sit down with them and go over the kit. Say, thank you for your time. I'm going to go over all these oils with you. I'm going to go over the Live Guide, which is going to show you how to use these oils all throughout different areas of your life. And then this will give you lots of good practice to do this with your friends and family that love you and support you. And it's so important to do, you guys. Okay, so here's the script. This is the hot market approach. This is people who are going to come to your baby shower, people who are going to come to your business grand opening ribbon cutting party, right?
People that pick you up if you were stranded on the side of the road.
Maybe not those people. I don't know. Okay, so the hot market approach. Hey, uncle, this is your nephew, Matthew. I just started a new business and I could really use your help. It's simple, quick, and easy. Can you write me back and to find out how? And then the next script would be, I just started a new business, not asking you to join it, but over the next 30 days, I need 15 to 20 trial customers who will buy my product one time, try it, and give me a complete honest feedback. And I would actually even say, and then I'll sit down and show you how to use the oils. I have an introductory kit, 3 incredible pure oils. It's only $27, which I think it's 2,700 Indian rupees about, something like that. And if you love it, I can help you get a discount in the future. If you don't, you never have to buy from me again. But either way, this will help me in the market, in my product and research, and to reach my goals immediately. Can I count on you to be one of my first 15 to 20 customers? Isn't that great, you guys? I mean, there's no...
It's a good one. You don't feel like forced in anything.
Yeah, you're just asking for help.
Yeah. And so all those people who are new on this call today, this is a really great way to get started. Now, I actually would take another look at this script, and then maybe people who are maybe your warm market, people who you're going to invite to your business that are your neighbors that you're a little bit shy about, but you would invite them to a new business. Change the script a little bit and say, I need some help practicing my dialogue and then sharing with these oils, and can I practice on you, and would you mind supporting me in this? And because this is a really great way to really just get some momentum going.
Yeah, but he said this works really well.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so any questions on that, you guys? I'm going to go to another topic now. Okay, So
Oh.
go ahead, JC.
No, we only had one question, but it was regarding the oils. So not for the topic right now. And I already answered. It's okay.
Okay, perfect. Okay. So now, a lot of people say, well, like I was talking to a new leader yesterday, and she had talked to her really hot, two people that she knew would be in the business with her, and they're going to be really good business builders. And she was just very excited, and she got turned down by both of them. And that's going to happen, right? We've got people who we think, and it always is that way. Like for me, I had, oh my gosh, this person's going to be amazing. They love natural solutions. And they're already into tinctures and all these kinds of things. And they're going to be great on my business. And they turned me down. It's like, oh my gosh, this is so perfect for them. What's going on? That's okay. That's going to just, sometimes it's really hard to do business with the people you love the most. Right. And so we also want to start encouraging to take a look at the social media prospecting. And I like to break it down. So did Matthew. We break it down to 2 different ways to talk to people. Now, JC and we did a class the last couple of weeks on social media and prospecting and stuff like that. So you can go back and listen to those videos. But JC talked a lot about Instagram, where you do a lot of hashtags and things like that. So what you want to do is you want to start to be developing yourself on the internet. And I like to say, do live videos. And I know a lot of the research that I've done, live videos get a lot of more weight than just posting, here's a lemon essential oil. People don't want you to post something like, hey, here's a lemon essential oil. You got to buy it for me. How many times have you done that? Have you bought anything from somebody when they put something in your face like that? And
people want more personal relationship.
Yeah. And so when you really think about it, like there's a lot of network marketing meetings you can go to. Here in the United States, we like to go to the chamber breakfasts. We have chamber meetings and chamber lunches and chamber social hours. And there's also BNI, business networking organizations. And I don't know, in India, there's probably lots.
Yeah, they do have this one also, BNI.
Yeah. And I actually attended a BNI in India. Then what's really great is they're all online right now, right? So you can really start meeting a lot of people and stuff like that. And this is a relationship building thing. The reason why you do those things is you will only do business with people you trust. And so when you think about that, what do you trust and how do you create that trust? Did you start posting on social media all the things that will allow you to be trustworthy? And so, for example, you can go to hashtag sick baby. Matthew used this as an example because he has children, and people are like, oh my gosh, I have a sick baby. How can somebody help me with this? So if you go to hashtag looking for a sick baby, then you can start engaging with the mom who's having issues and then ask, you basically don't want to say, you got to try this oil. You want to see what's going on. You want to engage in what they're dealing with, what the pain points are. Learn to ask questions. Really start learning to ask questions so that way you can actually become their friend and say, I feel you. I understand what it's like when you have a baby that's not sleeping at night. And, I may have some solutions. Would you be interested in learning more? You're not instantly asking them to buy. And I noticed that a lot of my leaders and a lot of people here in the United States actually, we are so anxious and so much want to get to people to buy right now that we jump right to here, I got this oil, you got to try it. It doesn't work, you guys. So really start creating those relationships. It's a kind of a long process. Start working on your prospect list, writing them down, what the baby issue is, and then really trying to follow up with those all the time, okay?
That will pay off.
It will pay off. It does. But remember, when you go back to the bakery and you're starting a brick and mortar business, oh my gosh, it could take 6 months before you actually can open the doors. A year. It took Larry and I 2 years before we opened up our business. We went to classes to learn how to run the equipment. I started sending out marketing pieces. We had to find a location. We had to try to get a loan from a bank, all this stuff. Think that is what this is. But it doesn't cost you money, right? It's just costing you time. And the more time you put into it, the better. you're going to have more results from. Okay, so example number 2, maybe you join a group that's all about yoga teachers, right? You can find different people out there in the network who are talking about yoga, and it's a colder reach, but you can ask yoga teachers if they would like to do a class with you and have 10 people so that you can actually say, if you give me a class, I will give you a yoga kit. And the yoga oils are amazing. And actually, I was going to look to see if they're sold in Malaysia, and I don't think they are. It's not a good example, but
The yoga kit is no more in Malaysia. I don't know what happened.
that's such a beautiful kit, you guys. It's amazing.
Discontinued. Don't know what happened.
Yeah, maybe they just having a hard time keeping up the inventory. But basically, you could say, I'll give you an intro kit if you do a class for me. I would love that. And then you can do a Facebook online live class. And that's another way that you're reaching out to a cold market to engage people to come in. Okay. Another indirect way of doing prospecting on social media is creating a routine. Maybe carve out 30 minutes every day. It could be in the evening before you go to sleep. It could be in the morning when you wake up, whatever works for you. But make sure you're consistent every day so people know and expect you are going to be there for them. I think that's one of my worst things is trying to be consistent. I struggle with that. I get interrupted so much, and I'm trying to do that. But if you try to do it like before you turn on your phone or something, I do all my work on the computer. So I know a lot of you do it on your smartphone, but really just be consistent. Okay. Then I want you to think about what is your target market? So for example, JC, it's for women with hormone issues, right?
Immunity, pregnancy, women's health, and babies. Yeah.
Yeah. And mine is gut issues. Like I like to start with the gut, and pretty much everything does. So I figure that covers a lot of stuff. Pinkish is with, he likes to talk about diabetes. And, so we all have our specialty. That doesn't mean if you don't have one right now, that's okay. Don't worry about it. But start thinking about what you can actually specialize in more. And then you will go to, like, if you're a yoga teacher or yoga person, you can go find yoga people and find like-minded people and really engage in what they're talking about. And probably you are already doing that. Now, it doesn't need to be specific to the essential oils. Like Larry is part of a lot of weightlifting groups and a lot of band stretching groups. And he loves to have different hobbies, golfing groups. And so that just means you're connecting and making relationships with people within those groups. And you know what? The number one thing that is always going to come up with in those groups, can anybody guess what that is? In the chat next, what is the thing that everybody has in common?
Write it in the chat, guys.
Let me know. What do you think everybody has in common? Anybody guessing, or did I put them to sleep?
By the way, it's good what you're saying. Like one of my team members, she's doing her master degree in zoology. She's very passionate about animals, so she's really focusing on researching more about the oils and then how they interact with the animals' health. Yeah. So it's always good, like you said, like always go and find your niche, find what you're interested in.
That's incredible. You can cook with the oils, you can clean with the oils, there's so many things. You can make soaps, lotions. I mean, the list is a million miles long, right?
The more specific you can be, the better.
Yeah, just find something that you can love. Now, let me give you another example when people are like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do, right? Let's say you just graduated from college and you got maybe an engineer degree. Let's just pretend. And you have no idea where you're going to get your next job. Like, so you start throwing resumes out, right? You're going to throw your resume in over here and over here and over here. And maybe you would really like to work for this company, but you really have no idea how it works in that company. Does that sound familiar?
And you don't hear back from anyone because you're not targeting. Yeah.
Yeah, but for me, when I graduated college, when I was going to college, I'm like, what am I going to do when I grow up? I was all worried about it. And I actually threw my resume at a print shop and they hired me. And I would never, going to graphic design school, think that I would work at a print shop. Like I thought I was going to be some marketing firm or something like that. But wow, it really was me. I loved doing that. And I had no idea that that was something that was going to be there. So I guess what I'm talking about is in that niche market, you may not know specifically what it is, but if you land on something, just get really good at it. Because when I got my print shop job, I decided to get really good at it. And I mean, I could have got hired on as a graphic designer at an engineering firm, and I would just get really good at it. And that's really what we're doing here today. Okay. And you're just going to be practicing. Many people change their BA degree, what master's degree they're going for when they're in college. That's okay. You don't feel like you have to be stuck with this, but just start looking and taking that on. Okay. Then you're going to find influencers in that audience. So there, in any audience, there's going to be people who are really good at that. For example, Dr. Axe, AXE, is huge in natural medicines and essential oils. And I love following him. He's got so many great things going on. And so he's a great influencer. And I go on to his Facebook group page and I look and listen to what people are asking. I learn a lot about that. And I start engaging in conversations, and I'm going to be lifted up as someone of knowledge and someone who knows me and respects me for what's happening. I will even maybe take some things that Dr. Axe is talking about and share it in my groups and share it so that I can say, hey, I saw this today. This is what I feel about that, and kind of give my 2 cents about it. So as you're going through and engaging in those kinds of conversations, and you become known as one of knowledge. And you can also find these groups through the hashtags. You can engage in relationship building, and you can post authentically stories and recognitions and things like that about your team. Now, I've been also doing something that's really, really important to talk about. And it's going to be kind of a little bit off topic, but it's not, so bear with me. I've been listening and reading a book from Brene Brown, and she's talking about authentic leadership. And she's talking about the conversation about love and how we all want love in our life, right? But she said, I would like you to consider that love is not really what that is. It's actually, we all want to belong. It's almost like built in our DNA as a survival thing that we must belong to something. Now, I'm going to use an example that I think is just very fascinating. For India, a tradition is to be in arranged marriages. Not everybody practices that, I understand, but arranged marriages, you can marry the person the day you met them, right? There's no love there. Love is something that you put energy towards, you put interest towards, and you work towards it. You earn the respect, you earn that love over time. And with belonging, we all are trying really hard to belong. We all want to matter. We all want to make a difference. And that's why all of you are here today, is because you want to belong to a huge movement. And think about that for a second. If that is something that's innate in everybody's survival, to belong, to matter, to make a difference, what is that for you? Everybody on social media is looking to belong. And so think about that for a minute. I just handed you a gold nugget on something, how you can help people feel like they matter and that they belong to something that's really powerful. So when you go back to the earlier slides and we're talking about our family and friends and people who are supporting you, that's all part of your culture and part of you, who you are and how you matter to them and how they matter to you. You can create a following by making and helping people feel like they matter. I love that. Okay, so when we go through and we post on social media, we are posting curiosity posts. We are posting conversations, and we're making a conversion, and then we're going to earn commission, okay? So curiosity posts are things like, hey, everybody, what's your middle name? Or something. And then people are going to go, whatever, what does that have to do with essential oils, right? But you're getting people to like talk about themselves because they want to matter. They want to belong to something. And then people are also kind of curious about it. And you create conversations, you create things that are going on. And then there's actually a way that you can convert that into a business sale, believe it or not. And that's what we want you guys to start looking at, the curiosity post and conversations post. We want you to help people feel like they belong and matter. And when somebody says, hey, what is it that you do? Like that was another question I just saw on social media yesterday. It was, I want to know what everybody does on my page here as a business. And then people are like, what did you go to college for? Or did anybody go to college? You know, just ask these questions and people will start engaging in that. And that's really pretty cool. Okay. So remember, you always want to talk about the benefits over the sale of the product. So when people, for me, like with, or with your friend that's in the zoologist or, you know, whatever it is that our theme is, that when I start engaging with people and they're talking about their babies not sleeping at night, I start to engage in what the pain point is. Oh my gosh, that must be terrible. How many nights have that been? How long has it been going on for you? How are you taking care of yourself? What is wrong with the baby? Is it colic or, you know, and people love to talk about what's happening and have you understand their pain point. And when people get heard, then they feel like they matter. One of the things that I've noticed in all over the world, it doesn't have to be just India, but it seems to be a little bit more dominant in India, but I've been noticing it here more and more in the United States, is that people want to talk about themselves and they don't listen. I will start up a conversation about, say, my trip to Tanzania, and one sentence later, the conversation switched around to them and what they're doing. It doesn't even have to be, and it's like, wow, I can't even talk about what, you know, or they will interrupt me. And so people, you guys, you have 2 ears, 1 mouth, and you have to ask questions and then let the person talk. Listen to what they're saying and recreate it back. This is not about you, it's about them. And if you can find out what their pain points are, look at the benefits of what you have to offer and talk about that after a long period of time of questions and them talking so that they can be present to their pain point. Okay, so any
Yes.
questions on that?
No, there's no one is writing in the chat.
Okay. Everybody tell me if you're getting value from this. Give us the one in the chat or something so I know that I'm on good topic for you.
2 thumbs up.
2 thumbs up or something. Or if you're sleeping.
Hold on.
Huh?
What do you guys think? Is it helpful for you, or is there something that we're missing today? Asen said thumbs up.
Okay.
Are you doing like the lion, like that?
Yeah, isn't he cute? He's like, this is the winner one, yay! So for Zoom classes and lives, this is really, 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 really great. So when you're doing all the social media conversations and talking and stuff, and say, you can actually invite people to a Zoom class and a Facebook Live. It's really incredible to do a group, have a private group or an event, and you can invite people into that event and then go through and do some Facebook Lives. Now, this is I got this from GoPro, and Matthew also talks about this. This is incredible, you guys. If you were to go through, here's the example. If you were to go through and schedule 5 classes right in a row, maybe it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or maybe it's Wednesday, Friday next week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or something, but make them very quickly. Okay. And schedule these because you're going to want to build momentum. So if you schedule these, let's say this week, and you have nobody that you've invited to the class yet, right? But you're going to want to do a video of an invitation. Promise in 5 minutes that we will discuss ways that they can strengthen their immunity. Reduce cortisol levels by 30%. Use the best way for pure, natural, potent, natural solutions. And also an opportunity to earn an income in the next couple of weeks. And in the last 5 minutes, we'll give away prizes in the class. So this is an invitation that you're going to do. And you can talk about, it's really good to talk about your story. Like, hi, My name is Becky Raney, and oh my gosh, I got introduced to the world of essential oils when I had major gut issues, and they changed my life. I would love to invite you where you can come to a class that we're going to discuss ways we'll strengthen your immune system in the first 5 minutes. You'll get value because we're going to talk to you about how we're going to lower your cholesterol or cortisol levels. And it's all natural, you guys. This is incredible. So who wants to learn more about that? Everybody. And you know what? We're going to talk to you about how you can earn an income in the next couple of weeks, immediately get some money. And we're going to give away prizes too. So everybody wants prizes. So come join us. And I'll share the link with you when you private text me. And then you invite them to an event group in the event page and Facebook or I guess Instagram doesn't have event pages, but invite them there. And then in the class, so when the class is going on, you're going to discuss how people can earn money quickly. So you do the basic class like we always do, make it a 15-minute long class, or it can be a half hour. And then you're going to talk about how they can earn money quickly. And what they're going to do is you're going to ask people to invite people to the class for tomorrow. I've got a class tomorrow. If you invite 2 people to the class, and then you're going to have those guests invite people to come to the next class. And we promise we're going to do all the heavy lifting for you guys. We're going to invite everybody to the class. We're going to send you the invite. I can even do the video if you want. We're going to do all the marketing tools. We will even have the event page. You can bring them onto ours. Just get some friends and family there. So go back to the conversation we had earlier about inviting people who would come to your baby shower, and then we'll help you along, right? We'll help this happen. And then you have them enroll and then get them going to invite them with the Facebook tools and stuff like that. And then just make it super simple. And so basically we have the class today. You have them invite people for the class tomorrow. And then those people do the same thing. So from 2 people turns into 4 or 8 people. And then the next class turns into more people. Now, when Matthew did this, of course, he's got a huge team. Now, if all of you who are new on the class today, if you don't know who Matthew is a founder in Brazil. And he is only 31 years old, I think. And he has probably 2,000 people registering on his team a month.
And he is Susan's son.
Yay! He is part of our family, you guys. We have the best of the best working with us. And so I will share this.
He has also now a website. I don't know if you've seen his website.
Yes.
He has a website to also coach on building the business.
Yeah. And he also has another website called Matthew Mindset, which is a really kind of a nice emotional way to get your mind in the right place. So anybody have any questions on this? So here's the screenshot of Matthew doing this. This was April 20th last year, March. And the first class he did, he had 1,600 people join the class. So he has, again, think about it, 200,000 people on his downline. And so, it was probably pretty easy to get some people to show up. But then he invited them to bring more people to the next class. So he had 1,800 in the next class. And then the next class he had 1,720. But look, the last class he did, he had 2,937 people show up to that class. And
see, that's the word.
What?
I said consistency is the word.
Yeah, because you're creating momentum. And not only when you do them very consistently like that, even if 1 or 2 people show up, you're practicing, you're getting those dialogues down, you're screwing up, and that's okay. It's perfect if you screw up. I actually want you to screw up, because when you do the classes and you screw up, it's like you're authentic. People love you and they want to support you even more. It's like, oh, it's awesome. Now notice he had over 1,000 enrollments in that week. And so that's incredible. So I just want you to see where that momentum, you want to create this urgency. So if you did a class every day, and I would love to challenge you guys to do Facebook Lives. Let's learn how to do those. Google it, how to do a Facebook Live, and start learning how to make those happen. We have all the tools to help you with that. And I would love to engage in that. I think I have time next week to do that. So if anybody's interested in doing Facebook Lives with me for the week next week, we could do that, say the same time, 8:30 every day next week. Who's game? Everybody type in the chat if they want to participate in something like this. Nobody's anybody saying anything?
Yay.
Larry wants to. Okay. All right. So here's another video that I would love for you guys to watch. And this video is how to increase volume. So the reason why these momentum classes are so important is this is an incredible video. When I watched this last year, again, you guys, I've been doing this for 8 years, and I was working in my print shop full time with Larry and I, and we only put a few hours a week into the business. And because I couldn't, I was working 16 hours a day at the print shop, very stressful. And when I watched this, it made all of the difference for me, realizing that as we have our teams, the more we work on our downline with helping them bump up, the faster we're going to build. So here's the game. You want to create a fire. So if you're going to be building a fire, you don't just take a match to a big log, right? You try to take a match to a big log, and that actually, it won't catch fire. But if you cut the wood up and take maybe some newspaper and wrinkle it up and you put it under kindling, and you can light the fire, right? So if you're trying to get a fire going, it's easier to start with lots of little pieces of kindling than one big log. So let's take a look at the team here. Here's an example that Matthew had on his video. If you were to look at your downline, so here's you at 2,500 volume, Susie's at 1,600, and Katie's at 900. And if you look at her team and the different people inside the team, we have our kindling down here. These are our babies. These are our brand new enrollments and people who just got started, and maybe their enrollment kit, they bought the Home Essentials kit. It has 260 PV. So this should say 260 here, right? And look at, they're halfway to becoming the first rank of manager. All they need to do is enroll one more person with the same kit, the same month, and they will become manager automatically. That's how easy it is. And then if they find 3 people the same month, then they jump up to director. That's incredible. It's very easy to do. So what you would do is you would talk to maybe your upline leader. And then if you don't have one, then this would be maybe you're talking to your new enrollment and saying, hey, what would it be like if you were able to move ranks in the first month? It doesn't happen very often, but you know what? If you got that, you would be a star. And so being able to help them with the class and get them going, getting that first person in there, and then maybe even getting another class in this month and then jumping up to the next rank of director, that would be incredible. Now, if you were to look and do that with every person who's on those rankings, guess what happens? Guess what happens to the next rank? Well, if you had Aspen here enroll another person, like you got 260 PV with the Home Essentials kit, and Aspen enrolled her friend with the 260 PV Home Essentials kit, then she's at 620 PV. Guess what that did to Mike's team? Mike all of a sudden bumps up to 750 PV, right? And so if Mike is at 750 PV, say, hey, Mike, Aspen really wants to run with this. Mike, you're going to be, if she enrolls somebody, you're going to be only 260 PV away from becoming the next rank. How about that? Would you like to enroll somebody and get somebody going so you can jump the next rank too? And so you're getting some synergy going with everybody working with the lower ranks to be able to bring everything up. Does that make sense? And so what that happens to Kevin, then Kevin's got, all of a sudden he's got a director underneath him. And maybe this happened the same thing over in Jill. He's got 2 directors. He's got 1,000 PV here, 1,000 PV here. What does that do to Kevin's rank?
Boost him up to a lead.
Then that boosts him up to executive. Well, isn't that incredible? So he's already executive because Kevin went through and helped support Mike and Aspen to get their ranks up. Now, if Kevin is at 2000 PV and Beth, let's pretend Beth has the same line down here, and Beth has 2000 PV, then what does that make Tim? If you have two legs at 2000 PV, what do you become? You become a premier. So do you see how wonderful it is to actually light some fires on your lower ranks, your brand new babies, and get them going with helping start that kindling and get that momentum going? So the biggest payouts in your business is the fast start bonus. So if you're able to have your new enrollments, enroll somebody new, they earn 20% on the first 60 days of that person's enrollment. That's where you're going to get your most commission. Now, if everybody's enrolling somebody every month, guess what happens? You're always earning a bigger payout. Now, if you have months on end that you have not enrolled anybody, you're not earning an income very easily because you don't have that, those people, you're not building down, and it becomes very difficult to create that momentum. So it's really important to get that fire going right in the beginning and create that momentum as quickly as you can. And then the biggest thing, what did I say earlier? What is the number one thing that people want in their life?
Anyone? You can type something in the chat. Try to help Becky.
I know everybody's so quiet. I don't feel like
Everyone is so quiet today. I guess it's Monday, people are tired.
Yeah. So the number one thing that people want in life is to belong. People want to belong. They want to matter. And so if you can recognize them for taking that step and building up that rank, it's huge. And really, truly, you guys, it really is huge. I've this last June and July, we had so many rank up levels. It was so heartwarming and so amazing. And I just wanted to recognize every single one. And if you're on here today, you know how hard that was and how exciting it was, right? And then just to keep that momentum going and how you felt when you became manager and executive, and be able to help your downline have that same feeling and be able to grow that. It creates so much belief and confidence, and you're going to have larger and larger victories if you continually keep building on that. Okay, so how do you do that? Let's get those activities scheduled. In the beginning of August, Suzanne and I talked about some goals, and I should have put that slide in here and I forgot. But the goals were to have 2 classes a week. And I would love to challenge you to try to do maybe a series of classes to get that momentum going. Maybe talk to you if you're the upline and you have some downline, or talk to me if you don't have any downline. Let's see if we can go ahead and get some series of classes going together to get that momentum happening for you and to just light up your life and get some excitement happening. Once we create that momentum, you'll have more and more shared efforts, and then it becomes so fun. It really does. It's so exciting. So together we learn to lift each other up and to be able to support each other. And that really is the doTERRA way. And I just love to say that being part of doTERRA for me is, I feel like I belong to people who love and really want to make a difference in the world for others. And having that, nothing else matters. It's just so amazing. It's such a great ride, right, JC? It's amazing.
Absolutely.
Right, Larry?
Yeah.
And you feel connecting more also, because through that, since you're doing what you believe in, then you start connecting and to meet more people who are like-minded. So it becomes, it's like